Welcome to the Farms.com Risk Management Market School video series. As always, you can find us at www.marketschool.farms.com. This video series is being brought to you by and sponsored by Dekalb brand seeds to educate producers on how to do a better job of commodity marketing. On today's educational market school video, we're going to look at what to watch for in 2013 to help you manage your risk and volatility in the grain complex. By knowing what to watch, perhaps you too can stay one step ahead of the game called marketing. Now, you can see from this chart, this is the 2013 January soybean daily futures chart. This is your risk, where this market, not that it was going to, soybean prices are going to move higher above the $18 per bushel level, but whether prices were going to start to decline, and of course they have, and unfortunately we're starting to enter into a bear market. Here's your volatility in grain prices over a long period of time. You can see when you get those spikes, it's time to sell. So what are the 20, we've come up with 26 things that you need to watch in 2013 to help you manage through that risk and volatility. Number one, this is not in order of any magnitude, but we'll pick on the first one here. Watch USDA quarterly grain stocks report. Why do I pick this one? Because it's coming up. It's coming up on January 11th of 2013. Many market participants, analysts are looking at the USDA providing us with less grain on farm and off farm storage. So I've provided you with the dates there. So the first one there is January 11th. On that same day, we got monthly USDA supply demand estimate reports, updates from the USDA. Those are important as USDA updates you on any adjustments in total acres, planted, yields, that sort of thing, demand and supply. Also watch the 2013 USDA Agriculture Outlook Forum. This is their first look at 2013 balance sheets, 13-14. So it's a general view of the future, but it's still something to look at as we move into 13-14 marketing year. Look at the 2013, watch the 2013 USDA March Planning Perspective Planning Intentions Report. Comes in at the end of March. That's important because there are many now suggesting we could plant as much as 100 million acres in corn in 2013-14. So the battle rages on. Look for that June acreage report at the end of June to see if there were any changes in total acres compared to the March planting perspective report. Watch the USDA corn balance sheet for total acres, planted acres, yields. Some are now suggesting because of the drought last year, the yield's only going to maybe average 147, 158 at best, nowhere near the trendline yields of 162. Look to see if demand starts to improve. Demand usually is slow to adjust, although production could be adjusted a lot higher in the next 6 to 8 months, depends on Mother Nature. So watch those corn yields. Not sure we're going to get back to that 162 yield, trendline yield. Watch ending stocks, they remain quite tight. Typically, once they're tight, they tend to go the opposite way, which is higher. Also watch global. So you're going to watch the domestic supply and demand balance sheets in the U.S., but you're also going to watch the global corn production ending stocks to see how that's trending. On the U.S. soybean balance sheet, you got to watch those ending stocks, but also watch exports, crushing, the demand side as well, and total acres. One point, many were projecting record acres of 80 million in 13-14. That's maybe come off a little bit. Watch the average soybean yield. We don't get as much of an incremental yield increase as we do in corn, but if we can get the yield back to 44, which is kind of at the upper end of the range, you're going to see a lot of soybean bushels in 13-14. Watch those ending stocks remain quite tight. That could change. Watch global soybean production ending stocks as well as South America. It looks like South America is going to be big. Despite all the problems with weather, it looks pretty good overall. looking like 140 million metric tons versus last year 106 million metric tons for South America soybean production 13-14. Watch the wheat balance sheet. It looks like ending stocks are trending higher, so we're going to have to reverse that. Demand's going to have to come back. I'm not sure demand's going to be strong enough to offset it. Watch, so you can see that the ending stocks are starting to flatten out or trend back up. Watch global wheat production, ending stocks. For any changes in, production issues next year with Australia, Russia, that sort of thing. Also watch the outside markets like the U.S. economy. Third quarter GDP for U.S. economy came in at plus 3%, so picking up some steam there, but we're having issues with, this U.S. fiscal cliff and perhaps raising of the debt ceiling thereafter. Watch China GDP looking like it's improving, maybe created a soft landing here. Latest HSBC manufacturing purchasing managers index showing some improvements there, perhaps boosting that economy as well as we go into 13, maybe in that 8 to 8.5% growth. Watch crude oil price for any ethanol trends. Watch the euro dollar for US trends. A higher euro dollar usually is a lower US dollar. Watch the US dollar index for any export trends. This fiscal cliff could cause a recession in the US in the first half of 2013. That's going to make a lot of managed money move to flight to quality, which is the US dollar reserve currency. So that could temporarily move higher, which would be negative for exports and demand, and therefore corn prices. Watch Canadian dollar for basis opportunities. We can get that Canadian dollar back to that 95, 96 level. That's an opportunity to do some basis near that par level right now. Watch US drought monitor maps. I provided a link at the below that map there to watch the US drought monitor maps over the last 11 months. It's a pretty powerful YouTube video if you get a chance to watch it. Watch US soil moisture maps. We've depleted a lot of the soil in the United States. We've got about a 61% snow coverage in the US. However, temperatures are above average across the United States. We've actually hit 310 days above 32 degrees here. So January doesn't look like we're gonna have a lot of storms. Despite the snow cover, protecting some of that winter wheat in southern plains, that snow cover could be gone here if temperatures do warm up. Watch managed money crowd. Relatively long corn. They've eliminated some of the length in the beans and the wheat, but they can control some short-term moves. So bottom line, booking forward 2013, corn at 650, soybeans at 14, canola at 550, up to a maximum of 50% of your guaranteed bushel yield. I think makes a lot of sense. At 50%, you can pay a lot of bills. At 50%, you're not overbooked or underbooked. It still gives you an opportunity to book more, average up if prices do go higher. In our next video series, we'll look at the grain industry jargon terms and vocabulary lessons and what it all means. Until next time, thanks for watching. Hope I've shed some light on what to watch for in 2013 so you can help manage some of your risk and volatility in the grain complex. Till then, thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time.